All right, fellow patrons, welcome back to another Friday Mental Jujitsu. My name is Michael Buell, and I will be your sensei, hiya, and champion. You already know that. I don't need to keep bragging about it. I got some photos coming. I'm going to put some photos up there so you always remember. All right, let's talk about this. 9/11 and Charlie Kirk, what the heck could they possibly have in common? And the truth is that what they have in common is there are too many improbable and impossible things that happen in one day. But why should that matter? I'll get to that. I'll get to that. So let me tell you about what I call the Eric Boeing effect. This was a dude, this is a classic example of a man in a fancy suit. I got this term for men in fancy suits. These are the guys that are smarter than us, better looking than us, make more money than us. You got the better jobs. These guys you watch on TV, you go to church and listen to, that you want the advice from these guys. These guys are better than you in every way. They're the men in fancy suits. But those are also the people that turned on us during 9/11, turned on us during COVID. They knew the truth. They knew improbable and impossible, but they lied to us. So I'm gonna go on with this, or they either lied to you or they're not capable of being the people that we thought they were. And I'll explain that. This is this guy right here, Ed Bowling. He failed us, this man in fancy suit. This guy's better than you and me in every way. He's got a fancy college degree. He played semi-pro baseball. How cool is that? He's a self-made multi-millionaire. Come on, he can't beat that. He was a Fox News contributor. He worked the stock market. He's got a big old house. He's got a couple of fancy cars and a smoking hot wife at home. That's how these type of people are. We hold these men in fancy suits in high regard. We want to listen to them because, like I said, they're better than us in every way. All right, so then one day on his show, a caller called in. The caller said, I'm not really buying the story the government's telling us. And Eric Bolling flipped out. I lost 12 friends in those towers. You're not from New York, blah, blah. He started like rattling off illogical stuff. What? So you got 12 friends that died. I'm sorry, but you think I wanted your 12 friends to die? And that's how they treated us, those people, those of us who disagreed with the government story. They acted like we were un-American, like we rooted for the terrorists. We wanted his friends to die. It was super illogical. It was emotional. That's what this was. He let us down emotionally. He flipped out. He lost friends. So illogical speak. So these men in fancy suits, sometimes they're going to fail us. You got to believe in yourself. Too many improbable and impossible things happened in one day for me to believe the 9/11 story. Well, too many improbable and impossible things are happening for me to believe the Charlie Kirk story. For some people, believing the lie is safer than seeking the truth. And that's what I believe has happened for a lot of people. It's a lot easier to just go along with the government story than to start seeing the flaws in it, the lies in it. Remember what I always say, if there's one lie, the whole thing can be a lie. You don't need to tell a lie. You don't need to tell a lie. So if you find one lie in a story, the whole thing could be a lie. So for some people, man, it's just safer to hear what the government's got to say and then go stick their head in the sand. A man in a fancy suit on the television told him something, so let me just go stick my hand in the sand. That's it. I don't need any more information. The truth might mean that your government has betrayed you. The truth might mean you've been abandoned by your government. The truth means that nobody's coming to save you. And that's hard to take. Stick your head in the sand. It's safer that way. So with Charlie Kirk, as I said, too many improbable and impossible things. Let me just rattle off a couple. The guy assembled the rifle on the roof, and somehow the barrel and the scope were zeroed. Anybody that shoots know that's a 99.999. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's 99.99999 improbable. That is very improbable. He assembled it and it was zeroed. I don't believe it. Then on the roof, he disassembled it, left a screwdriver. If you watch the video, he's running across the roof and you see a shadow. Then he gets to the white section of the roof and there's no shadow. And you're like, whoa, that's odd. So then he runs out to the woods to reassemble it, but without the screwdriver because he left it on the roof. Why? It seems improbable that somebody would reassemble it to leave it there for the feds to find. Just like I'm saying, too many improbable and impossible things. The chair morphs through the table. Stop it. Stop it. You saw a chair get thrown onto a plastic table, and then that chair morphed right through the table. Explain it. You can't ignore it. Don't stick your head in the sand. Explain it. Let's see. Yeah, so that's impossible. That's an impossible thing. You watch. No paramedics. Your kid's junior high softball team has paramedics. This dude was bringing in mega crowds outdoors, violence, people threatening him, and you're telling me there weren't any paramedics there? Okay. This one, this is the ones I got underlined right here. I call these are impossible. This is an impossibility. This you saw it. The dude was dumping blood. He's laying in the grass. He's got 4 or 5 guys all over him. They're standing in this dumped blood grass. They pick him up, take 2 steps. Now they're on the concrete, and they carry him to an SUV. I didn't see a blood trail. This dude was dumping blood. I didn't see drops. This dude was dumping blood. I didn't see bloody shoe prints. You don't think 1 or 2 of those dudes was standing in blood? I think it's impossible. I think that's an impossibility. The neck bone. This is another impossibility. The 30-06 is used to hunt elk. This bullet will go through an elk's shoulder blade, blow up the elk's heart, and then exit the other shoulder blade. This bullet is used for big game in Africa. That's what they use this bullet for. But Charlie Kirk's little neck bone stopped it. Did you believe it? Are you believing? Don't believe. Okay, let me tell you one last improbable. Kash Patel is a Hindu. Charlie Kirk is a Christian. For the Hindu to say to the Christian, hey man, I'll see you in Valhalla. That's a straight up code. That's like from the movie Red Dawn when they're listening to the radio. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. Remember that? John has a long mustache. John has a long. Those are codes. Those are codes. I'll see you in Valhalla. That's a code. All right. So again, too many improbable, too many possible things. But it's like, okay, so do you bury your head in the sand or do you try to seek the truth? And I'm thinking, and I remember a phrase, the truth shall set you free. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me write that down for my notes. Who said that? Genghis Khan, Napoleon, Marcus Aurelius, Caesar, the Austrian painter? Somebody brilliant must have said it. The truth shall set you free. Oh, it was Jesus. Is your king, your God, the Lord of all. So for you to bury your head in the sand is the opposite of what Jesus would command. The other thing is, if anybody out there calls you dad, boss, husband, you know, squad leader, you have a duty to seek out the truth, to protect those that you love, to protect those that count on you, to protect. So there is no excuse for trying to just accept the government story for either of these. There's no reason to just accept it. You're being lied to, and the truth shall set you free. So figure out what the lies are. Don't be fooled. Don't allow the government to continue to fool you. Maybe there's nothing you think you can do about it, but keeping your eyes open and learning is going to save you from the next issue that comes along. So that's what I got to say, guys. Too many improbable, too many impossible things, and please always remember: resist and assist. I'm out.